Alana.
Yes.
This might be a short one because...
It's really hot in here.
Yes. And if we went out to the other room, there would be a lot more noise pollution. So this could be a 20-minute one for all we know. But we'll try to stick with it as long as we can.
Okay. So far I'm not dying yet, so I think...
Global warming is real, y'all.
Oh, jeez. Quit with your propaganda, would you?
Well, there's no evidence.
No,
We just had the highest summer on record, except for last year and the year before that.
Bubs!
And we've only been beating the record every year for the last 20
wait,
years.
wait. Stay on topic here.
Ah.
On topic.
The ice caps are melting.
Bubs!
All right.
We're talking about stupid global warming, okay? We're talking about more important things like the movies we watched yesterday.
I don't know if that's more important.
Okay, yeah, it is. Okay. Actually, it is. No, actually, why don't we start with your dream? Because you said you had a weird dream.
Yeah,
Normally we wouldn't do that.
We'll mix it up a little bit because who knows how long we can do this without dying from a heat stroke. I dreamt what?
You're so dramatic.
I wonder what people think of me sometimes. Do they get me? Like that some of the shit I say is just to be funny and get a reaction out of people. I know that some people think I'm always serious.
I would imagine that a lot of people think you're funny because I can already see through all your through all your jokes.
But sometimes I'll say stuff that's funny and it has a deeper meaning and should be taken more seriously. You know what I mean?
I guess. Well, some people it's hard to decipher than others.
Yes. I think I'm difficult for a lot of people to get.
I don't think you're that difficult. I mean, it's not like it's not like you say serious stuff all the time. But when you're joking, I know you're joking.
But a lot of the time I hide serious stuff in jokes.
Oh.
Because I think that's a better way for people to digest a message.
Okay. There's oh, you're joking. Oh, wait, are you serious?
There might be some truth in that. And other times I'm just saying jokes, but I say it in kind of like a dry way.
In jest.
Yeah, but it's meant in jest, but it sounds like it could be serious. Yes. Okay, but let's get to the dream. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm just putting on some tea tree rhubarb.
Oh my goodness.
Nosy. Why you gotta be so noisy?
I don't know, but last night I had a dream.
Last night.
Okay, that I was back actually technically this morning. I was in high school. And I was trying to date this girl. Her mom worked at I believe it was a hardware store.
Okay.
So I go there to meet the mom. Mm-hmm. And she asked me, what's your biggest regret? And instead of saying something to do with her daughter, I decided to go all honest and tell this really drawn out story, which I don't remember what it was.
But it was long and drawn out.
Yes. Yeah. We kept getting interrupted because she had to stock stuff. And is talking to people, and at one point she just berates an employee of hers, and I don't know if I should continue. Then we kind of flash to a different scene, and I'm just finishing a second book in this series, and the book is so long that my publishers are telling me that we might want to split it up into 2 parts.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, I can tell I have your attention by...
No, I can hear you. I'm just putting stuff away.
Oh my goodness. Yes. What did you think of that dream?
That's crazy. Mm-hmm. Especially when you don't remember what the mistake was that you were talking about in your dream, but it was long and drawn out, and you don't remember the girl, but you know that you were dating her in high school, even though she's not real in real life. That's kind of strange.
I think I know the answer to this.
What's that?
Do you wish you would have been more active with the boys in high school?
I wish I would have been free to at least go on group dates, but I mean, I don't mind group dates. I just, I wish I had the option of dating at all. Even if it was, for a few months. Because I think it's not a good thing to tell young girls and young guys to stay away from each other, because if you do, they're going to find a way to find each other. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? if I would have said, "Hey, we'll allow you to date, but I would rather that you go on group dates," I wouldn't mind that. I mean, and I'm glad that I was able to go to dances. But what I really didn't get was, why was it okay for me to have dates to dances, but it wasn't okay for me to date the people I went to dances with?
That's a bit strange.
Isn't it strange? It doesn't make any sense, does it?
Yes.
It's very illogical to a high school student that just wants to find someone that he or she likes and wants to date for a little bit. And I wish that I felt confident enough to, well, maybe the word isn't confident. I wish that I wasn't so scared to do that.
I wish that I would have known more about myself when I was a teenager and dated more different women. Because as you know, I was in kind of a long-term relationship in high school.
Which didn't really go anywhere.
Well, it went to us breaking up, and
apparently it was dramatic from what I heard.
Oh, it was pretty dramatic, babes. The end was intense.
The end was the end.
Yes,
and then no more. Yeah. I really wish that I was a little bit more informed about boys before I even got interested in boys, because I didn't know anything really. I really didn't know anything. I was very, very I was very scared about having a relationship in general. And because I just didn't know how to handle, I just didn't know what I didn't know anything about boys. I really didn't. I was just, it was weird because one day I just did not like boys because I thought they were gross. And the next day I'm like, ooh, I really like this kid. Whoever it was. And I wish I knew more about them. And I wish they weren't painted in such an ugly light.
I could teach you about them.
Oh, geez. It's too late already, but I already know enough.
Yes.
This should have been taught to me before I turned 12.
Would you like to call your parents right now as we're recording this and you yell at them for not teaching you more?
No, it's ridiculous. I can't go back to what I didn't know. All I have to do is make up for what I didn't know. I can't go back to, making them teach me stuff that I should have known already. And I had to learn those hard lessons because no one taught me those things. I couldn't talk to my parents about it, and I learned about it. I learned about things from health class and, magazines and whatnot, and what to look out for. And so, unfortunately, I had to learn the hard way.
Didn't you tell me that when you were a teenager, your dad called you and your sisters into a room and started bad-mouthing guys?
Oh, that was later on. I was like 16 by then, and I'm like,
yeah, you were a teenager.
That was like. I guess I should clarify. Yes, I was a teenager, but it was in my later teens, and I was kind of blowing that off because I'm like, well, this is kind of too late for that because we're already interested in boys. You should have told that to us by the time before we turned 12.
16 is by then you're getting after it,
or not, or by then you're just interested in boys, and it's already too late for that. Even if you're not, quote unquote, getting after it, as you call it. Yeah.
What? Would you prefer I not be on this? By then you're watching the Care Bears and...
Bubs, come on.
No, go ahead.
No. I just was like, I was kind of annoyed because I'm like, okay, you want us to date, you not want us, I guess it's the wrong phrase. You want us to learn about guys, but all you can do is badmouth them. So all I learned from that speech is never date anybody like my dad. That's all I learned from that speech.
I don't think I'm anything like your dad.
No, you're definitely not.
I don't even know if your dad would like me, to be honest.
I don't know either. My dad has only met one of my boyfriends, and they didn't even have a they didn't even have a conversation. He just said hi.
Oh. Did he know that you guys were, intimate?
You never did anything, Bubs.
Okay.
That was my first boyfriend.
Oh, that was the one that your dad thought was going to get you pregnant? The one when you were 13?
Right, I didn't even kiss him yet. We never even kissed. I never kissed anybody, and he's like, well, I don't want you to get pregnant. I'm thinking, I never kissed anybody. How can I get pregnant and I already knew, there's a lot more involved in getting pregnant.
For some reason, whenever I think of high school students or even
Middle school?
Middle school. I always think that all of them, and I'm thinking primarily when I was that age, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like now. In fact, I've heard it's actually the opposite now, but I've heard that I have this feeling that all of them had a lot more sex than I did. And I don't know why that is. Because I know a lot of people who didn't.
I have an idea.
Go ahead.
I think that there are not all high school parents are like this, or middle school parents, but I think that parents of teens, some of them were more permissive than your other counterparts that were not having sex. Mm-hmm. The more permissive ones they either were really permissive or they didn't know what the kids were doing because they were so strict about a lot of things, and the kids found a way to hide it. But I think more likely it was because the parents were more permissive, and they're like, well, I'd rather know what you're doing, as long as you're, I'd rather know what you're doing as long as you're safe, or whatever it is. I would imagine that more of the parents were permissive. I
had some fun, but I know a lot of people who, I think part of the reality of being me, babes, is I'm never going to think I had enough fun. I'm always going to want more. But I know a lot of people who, when they were in middle school or high school, they had less fun than I did. And I know a lot of people who had more enjoyment. But that's the thing that, people's idea of fun is different. Like, my idea of fun was not having, I didn't really care about the sex thing or the drinking thing or the drug thing because I was busy with music. And my time was filled with academics and band practices and retreats. So I was busy. And of course I had dances and I was socializing. I had friends, but that was a tough time for me too because I didn't have a way to get to my friend's house. Yeah. And because I lived in Everett, Washington at the time, it's not as, their bus system wasn't that great. And I didn't know how I was going to get there. And had I known about other ways to get to my friend's house, I would not have had to depend on someone to drive me. And it was a tough time because I really wanted to see a lot of my friends outside of school. But because I was living with my aunt and uncle who had different ways of, a different way of how they did things, and you only were able to invite certain people to the house, it was very, very tough for me. And I really had a hard time with that. Now, when I went to the blind school, it was different because most of my friends were staying at the school. Yeah. So I had more, I believe I had more of a social life there. Interesting. To be honest. Even though some of the people that went to school with me were very, very weird. And a lot of them were very maladjusted. I had people at least that I could relate to. So there's a couple of things. One, to promote myself. And I think you may or may not know this, but I want to say I told you this before. When I was in middle school, all the way through the end of high school, even though I smoked plenty of weed, I was very much anti-alcohol. Which is really... I was more sorry to interrupt you, but I was more anti-alcohol then than you are now. Really? Oh yeah. I was really anti-alcohol. Not even like cooking with alcohol? Nope. Wow. Well, I didn't really cook back then either. Oh, that's true. Okay. But I would talk against alcohol. I hated it way more than you hated it. So I don't understand though. I mean, how did you get caught up in alcohol when you were that anti-alcohol? Because even now to this day, I am anti-alcohol. And I never really, never really backtracked on it at all. Because I started seeing people drink it in social occasions without getting out of control. And that's not to say that I didn't have some issues, especially in my early 20s with over drinking. Uh-huh. But watching people just have one or two beers or a glass of wine and stop there to where you feel good, but you haven't lost it. I think was very, very helpful for me. It was the opposite for me because I've been around a lot of people that had way too much. That's the way it was when I was younger. It was the opposite for me as growing up because one of my relatives drank a lot. My dad used to drink a lot. I hated the smell of alcohol. I hung out with people that got very, very friendly when they drank. Yes. And I hated that. I mean,
and then people, just noticing people doing really stupid things when they're drunk.
Absolutely.
And then learning about what happens to people when they don't remember stuff. And so it's a total opposite for me. I feel like since I've been getting a little bit older and maturing, I've been noticing a lot of horrible things that could happen as a consequence of too much drinking.
My childhood, I saw a lot of alcohol abuse. And I had one beer when I was 8. And then I stopped drinking. I didn't touch anything until I was like 19. But then more and more people started to drink around me. And I saw a different perspective of alcohol than the one I witnessed when I was growing up.
But let me ask you a question, though. All the people that have had alcohol in front of you that didn't get drunk, how do you know for sure that they're just doing it, they're just drinking like that because maybe they just want to make it look like they're a social drinker, but they really drink a lot more than they're putting on?
I mean, one, I knew some of these people pretty well. And two, maybe they were these alcoholics behind closed doors, but I can only vouch for what I witnessed. And I do think that there is something to be said for having a beer or something to drink occasionally and then just putting it down. Like, you've seen me. I'm one of those people. As an adult, I've gone for years without having a drink, and then I'll drink 1 or 2 beers and then stop for months or even another year. It's just, so because I can do it, I kind of think that a lot of other people can do it too.
I don't know, because I know a social drinker, and I've been out with this person when he's had a drink, but it's like, he had some kind of a weird drink called a whistling pig, and I have no idea what that is, and I don't plan to find out what it is, and I didn't know this about this guy until a friend of mine, who used to be my friend is no longer a friend of mine, but she basically said when he drinks, he gets a little bit friendly. I mean, not like super friendly, but friendly enough. So I went out, I hung out with him for a little bit in downtown Seattle, because I haven't seen him in a long time. We went to this place where they had like happy hour, and it was kind of crowded.
And this was years ago. This
was in like 2007. So while you were doing your thing and I was doing my thing.
Yeah.
So years ago. And he ordered the drink and everything was fine, but then I realized after seeing him that I didn't really, I mean, there would be nothing that I don't think I could date this guy, because we got out of the restaurant and I wanted to take a cab home because I wasn't going to take the bus late at night. And so give me your arm for a second.
Okay.
So we're standing here.
Yeah.
And he had some alcohol in his system. And, oh wait, give me your right arm. Or your left arm, I'm sorry.
All right.
And he just kind of started to have our arms like this.
Twisting your arm, yeah.
Not twisting my arm, but almost like he was hooking my arm into his
gotcha, okay.
arm. And I thought, this is really odd. And I remember my friend mentioning that because she mentioned his name. And she's like, yeah, I didn't like that he was doing that. And then he did that to me, and I'm thinking, yeah, that's a little bit strange. I really wonder how much alcohol this guy really drinks. And I'm not going to mention his name.
No. How much of that is that guy being a pervert versus him drinking? And again, I do believe now as an adult that somebody can just have a couple of drinks and be fine. So this is where you and I differ. And I know you find it hard to believe, but I was more anti-alcohol than you were.
So
easily,
how much more anti-alcohol? Because are you talking about like no alcohol period?
Yes.
Not even in food?
Not even in food.
Okay.
And I would talk to people about it all the time. It's weird because I was always, at least from middle school on, I was always very pro-weed, right? But I was very anti-alcohol.
And I was anti both, actually. But
I think you do have to have fun in life. Go ahead.
Again, people's type of fun is different than, my type of fun is different than what you perceive fun to be. It's not my thing.
Okay.
No, I personally don't think it's. I don't think it's so fun when people come back to you and they're like, "Oh, I got wasted this weekend. It's horrible. I will never do it again." And they do it again the next weekend.
I 100% agree with you.
Why do you do that? Yeah.
But I do think that there's a difference between getting wasted and just doing a little bit of something and having a good time.
But the problem I have with that is people can say, "Oh, I can handle it," and before you know it, they're addicted. And it's like, I just have a very, very big problem with that. When people say, "Well, I can handle my liquor, or I can handle my weed," or whatever it is, and then it accumulates and accumulates, and before you know it, they're addicted and they can't stop taking it.
Yeah, like I definitely had to pull away from weed. Because in high school I developed a little bit of a problem. But I don't know. I believe that people can learn moderation.
Yeah, but see what I mean. I mean, now food. I understand that food can become an addiction,
but you can't control that because you do have to.
But you do need food, and I think that alcohol, marijuana, whatever drug you choose is, it's a cloud. It's a way to cloud your judgment, and that's what I have a real big problem with it because once that a person says, "Oh, I can," if they're drinking like having glasses of wine every night, 5 days a week.
No, that's way too much.
That's way too much.
And if somebody smokes weed every single day, that's way too much too, in my opinion. Right?
But I mean, the whole moderation thing, when it comes to mind-altering things, that's where I really draw the line. Because it's like, well, you could easily get addicted and not even mean to get addicted, but however many things you're doing during the week before you go to sleep or whatever it is, or when you come home from work or school or wherever you go, it becomes a problem. I mean, even with prescription medication.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not saying that it doesn't have the ability to get out of control, but let me ask you something.
Okay.
Does your mom ever have a glass of wine?
She has, I don't know how, I mean, she has in the past, but she really gets drunk off of 2 glasses.
See, but she knows to control herself and stop with 1 glass. So isn't it possible, if she knows how to control herself, that you could do the same thing? And I'm not saying that you have to start drinking, because you totally don't, and it's cool with me, because I rarely drink. But I'm saying you could potentially look to your mom as an example of somebody who knows how to drink responsibly.
But I've seen so many people not able to hold their liquor, and they're just completely drunk off of their backsides. I mean, and in I don't know, I've seen my uncles do it, my dad, my cousin, and they're just super loud, and it's just like, sometimes I like to visit my family, and I don't mean to badmouth them, but I have to be completely honest. I don't always like doing that because we end up eating, not going anywhere, and a lot of people start drinking and gossiping. Mm-hmm. That's not my idea of fun.
Right.
I want to go, occasionally I want to go shopping. Occasionally I want to go walking, if it's a nice day, of course. Occasionally I want to go to a movie theater. Occasionally I want to do something else and sit there and eat and then listen to my family gossip and drink and play mahjong. You know what mahjong is, right?
It's some Filipino game, right?
It's an Asian game.
Nice.
It's like a game of dice, nice, and I heard it's very, very confusing. Or they like to play cards or whatever, but most of the time, my grandma and my uncles and my aunts like to play mahjong.
That's fair. All I would say is, I'm assuming you've been around your mom when she's had a glass of wine.
She's weird.
Okay.
She's very weird.
Fair enough. But you've also been around me when I've had a beer or 2 beers or 1 or 2 glasses of wine. And I didn't take it any farther than that. And it wasn't because, I need to impress Alana or shelter this part of my... It's this in my nature now.
It wouldn't impress me if you drank 2 beers. I mean, it's not...
No, but the point isn't that it impressed you. The point is it shows you that it's possible. Like, it wasn't a struggle for me to stop at 1 or 2 beers. You know what I mean? Right. It wasn't like, this is so hard to do, and I'm barely holding it together.
Yeah. Well, here's something. Okay, so since we're on the subject of alcohol,
yeah,
I was talking to a good friend of mine a while back because she was trying to figure out. This is before she started going out with her boyfriend. Now that they're together, as far as I know, and she was like, "I'm worried about this guy because he has too much to drink, but she drinks, and I don't know how much she drinks, but she drinks. She likes to drink, and I don't know how much she drinks." But I'm thinking to myself, well, wouldn't that make any sense? Wouldn't that make more sense if you weren't drinking and he was drinking more than you'd want him to? I don't know. I mean,
I think an area where you and I differ a lot, and it probably frustrates both of us, is you look at things very, very black and white. And I am...
certain things, not everything.
Okay. I almost always see the gray area in life. It's almost all gray to me.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Not everything I think of in black and white, but there are certain things that for sure, yes.
I was a lot more black and white when I was younger, but the older I get, the more I see gray.
Okay.
Because I think life is a little bit more complicated, and we're bizarre creatures, humans. We're just
would it be
strange creatures.
Would it be safe to say that because you see gray, it's almost like splitting hairs?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Maybe in some things.
Some things. Like, there are things that you can make allowances for, but there are things that you shouldn't make allowances for.
Exactly.
But, a lot of things I do see in black and white, but not everything.
Well, okay, let me give you an example of, let's go to weed for a second.
Okay.
And we disagree on this. I think if somebody smokes a joint once in a while, it's not the end of the world. But where you lose me is somebody who is wake and bake every single day, and they can't control their life or get anything done because they smoke weed. And that does happen. People who try to say that that's hardly ever the case,
yeah,
that's not true. It does. And I had a problem with that.
Yeah,
Back in the 90s.
Yeah, I have talked to several people that were very much into drugs when they were kids, in their teens, that have either had a weed problem or whatever problem it was, and they just couldn't function. They would drink in the morning, or they would drink in the morning before they went to school, eat too as well, and they would weed would be their drug of choice, and they would smoke so much of it that they would have to put Visine in their eyes to take the red out of their eyes, because if they knew that their eyes were red, then that probably means they were on something.
But a joint once in a while may be beneficial to that person. If they did it once in a while and not all the time, maybe it would help them chill out a little bit and relax their mind. And you also have to ask, what type of environment is that person trying to escape?
But how many times have you heard of people that have started off like that? They've gone on to other drugs, and not only that, but they're looking for this escapism and they can never get to it.
You hear about that a fair amount, I'll be honest with you. The question you have to ask, though, is how much of that is the media tries to blow those cases out of proportion because it helps the narrative that they're trying to promote?
I don't think the media isn't doing a very good job of reporting the real story about marijuana, but I'm talking about escapism.
Yeah. So it could be anything.
It could be anything, right? How many, think about this, right? Okay. Even kids that have been on Ritalin for so many years. Mm-hmm. How many of those kids are either addicted to Ritalin or they have completely lost all feeling, or maybe not lost all feeling, but they can't feel emotionally because they've been so consumed with medication.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Ritalin's a little bit of a different thing, and I'll tell you why. With something like alcohol or weed, it's recreational. Ritalin is something that a doctor usually, if you're doing it right, prescribes to you. So it's sort of reinforced by our society that this is an okay addiction.
I don't know. I just do not understand. I think that we are a very medicated society, and that's why a lot of people are not able to feel things. I mean, even in the music industry and the performing arts industry, what I've done research on these beta blockers.
Yeah.
Those are horrible for your body. Mm-hmm. And my former flute teacher knew someone that could not perform unless they had a popped a pill in their mouth. And she said that it's better to eat a banana either right before a performance or hours before, because it actually has things, it actually has enough tryptophan to relax you. So you can still feel stuff, but you're a little bit calmer than you would if you wouldn't be able to feel anything if you had a beta blocker in your system.
That's so weird to me. I always feel super relaxed when I'm on stage.
Well, that's like you.
I know that's just
because I feel nervous before I get on stage. Now, when I get on stage and I'm in it, I don't feel as nervous.
I don't feel nervous at all.
Wow.
Unless I'm playing an instrument. Now, if I'm doing spoken word, it's just like I'm home. I'm doing my thing.
I don't feel as nervous when I'm doing open mics in front of you guys. Mm-hmm. Because it's not like it's being critiqued, right? I was in a music program where things were performance-based. And I was we had a more formal performance during the quarters, and then an informal performance in front of our peers and a couple of our professors. Yeah. So that was good that we had both of those things. And then, of course, we had those juries, which were very, very, they always made me nervous.
Yeah. So it's getting back to our original point, it's okay that you don't drink or do weed, but maybe not with weed, but maybe with alcohol. Just think about it. Like, what would it be like if you just had one drink? And it doesn't mean that you have to, but just allow yourself maybe that mental exercise.
I don't know. I've just completely resigned myself from the whole thing.
Wow.
I don't like the smell of it. I don't like how people are around it or in it. I
hate the smell of it.
I think some people are at their worst when they're at bars.
Yeah.
And it's like, the bars are just not a good place to meet people. You just don't know what kind of people you're going to meet.
I haven't had any alcohol, except for maybe some cooking alcohol, in my house or apartment since probably 2006.
Okay.
Yes.
Now the reason why, and
I never drink at home.
Did I ever explain why I understood the whole cooking alcohol thing?
No.
Okay. So cooking alcohol, I think that there are a lot of things that can flavor your meats and what have you, your dishes. Even with like adobo, for example, you have to use white wine vinegar for the sauce. Why I'm okay with cooking alcohol is because once you cook it and it's used for flavoring. Like, for example, if you use beer for ribs. Mm-hmm. Once you cook the meat, it actually cooks out the alcohol, so you don't get the buzz while you're eating it. Now, I know that there are some people that make boozy desserts, and I'm not.
Yeah, like I was just gonna say, like rum cake.
No, I wouldn't eat that.
Okay.
Because I already know what's in rum cake and rum balls, and I know that they don't cook it. They soak it, but they don't cook it out of the dessert. But if you're using cooking sherry for, I don't know, like a beef dish or something, I'm okay with it because once the meal is cooking, the alcohol is cooked out of it.
Yeah, I still try not to cook with alcohol if I can avoid it.
Right.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong,
flavor, yeah.
I'm still not a big fan of alcohol. I just have a little bit more nuanced view on this than you do, I think.
It does make me feel better that you don't have alcohol at home because I think it's so dangerous. We already know it's dangerous for men and women that drink alone.
Oh, yeah.
It's very dangerous because they don't have anyone making sure that they're not, acting a fool.
I'm very, very, very glad I did not have that habit ingrained in me when the pandemic started.
Yeah, it's a terrible thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a terrible thing. It's like, if you don't have said thing, like, for example, if you're a smoker, if you don't have cigarettes around you, you can't smoke. You can't smoke in your house or outside.
Now, cigarettes, I've always been anti-cigarettes, and I haven't flinched on that one.
It is so disgusting. I know.
And that's another thing to where I might even be more anti-cigarette than you.
I am very anti-cigarette.
No, but I think I'm more extreme than you.
Really?
Yes.
You would actually. I had the only reason why I'm mentioning him, but is that my ex had this really, I mean, both of us were really anti-cigarette, but he was so anti-cigarette that if he saw somebody smoking, he would literally go up to them and try to take it out of their hand.
No, that's just being an asshole. I'm not like that.
No, but he would. He didn't like it.
Yeah, that's a step too far. But I'm sure I've dated women who have smoked, but
I didn't know about it.
I haven't dated women who were smokers when I dated them, and if they were, they did a good job of keeping it secret. Yeah. I think it's so disgusting and so bad for you, and that probably comes from growing up in a household where everybody else smoked.
Which is really interesting because a lot of times when people grow up in households with people that smoke, they end up smoking.
I never liked cigarettes.
Ugh, so disgusting.
I've always been very weirded out by them. It just has this weird energy to me.
Weird energy?
Yes.
Okay. That's a little bit out there. But
listen, I'm telling you my view of this, babes.
No, I understand. But the way you said it was kind of funny.
Oh, yeah, I don't know if I could go there, but...
What I don't like it... No, I don't know. I'm just kidding. But what I don't like is that I've known people that have come to school and maybe they weren't smokers, but they smelled like it because of the environment they grew up in.
That was me. I was one of those kids.
Oh, it was awful.
I know.
It was awful. Like, it gets on your sheets and your pillowcases.
Yes.
Oh, it was terrible, and you weren't even a smoker. Yuck.
Kids were allowed to smoke in my high school, but you had to stand a certain amount of feet away from the school. And I remember once...
Oh, yeah, people were smoking at mine, too.
There was a assembly with all the high schoolers, and they were going off on the teachers for not letting them smoke closer to the school.
Yeah, that's not a good idea.
No.
Because there's some people that don't like it.
Yeah.
And it's like they're invading other people. Wait. What kind of assembly was this?
It was an assembly in my high school, babes.
And the students put it together?
No, the staff did.
Okay.
And the students just were going off on the teachers.
Really?
Yes.
And what did they say?
Stuff like, you're invading our rights. This isn't cool.
No, I mean the teachers. I mean, what did they say?
They said, well, you guys just can't do this. You can smoke. We understand. We're not the police, but you have to smoke in these specific areas. And they were making the argument, yeah, but the areas are growing smaller and smaller. And,
Yeah. Well, that's why, and you also, and I would agree with them, the teachers, because there are people that don't smoke and they don't like the smell of it. And you smoke close to the school, all that smoke is going to travel from where they are all, in the perimeter of the school. And it's really gross.
Yes.
So, yeah, in my, in the first community college I went to, there was a smoke shack. And that's where people would go to smoke.
Wow.
And I thought that was a good idea to have it there because there are people that don't want to be around it. And it's just
disgusting.
Very disgusting and stinky and ugh. I don't understand, there were girls that I knew that just smoked a lot. Ugh.
I remember once, babe, this had to be 2012 or 13.
Mm-hmm.
And I was giving a tour around PSU. It wasn't for students or anything because I was not going there.
You were just giving somebody a tour?
It was part of this walk program in Portland.
Okay.
And it was to promote walking around the city.
Uh-huh.
I think that's right. No, it was a walk around downtown. I don't think it was specifically...
Was it for the NFB?
No. Oh. It not exactly, but it had to do with blindness and promotion and all that stuff.
Uh-huh.
And there was this really hot girl there that I wanted to ask out, and she was an architecture student.
Uh-huh.
And I was just about to ask her out when she pulled out a cigarette and lit it.
And you're like, ugh.
Yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, okay, I can't do this.
No, yeah, smoking has always
nasty.
just freaked me out.
It's so disgusting. I can't believe I dated a really, really big, he was a chain smoker. I can't believe I dated this guy for a week and he already knew I wasn't.
Yes.
Which was really annoying.
Well, at some point you gotta take self-control, and if somebody's a smoker, you can't stay there, babes.
This is back in 2004.
Okay, babes. Cool.
And this is and I think I may have told you that story, so.
Yes, you did. Several times. I love you, babes.
What?
Oh, babes.
What?
I took a really good shower this morning.
Uh-huh.
which is pretty normal, but the poison ivy infection I had, I think, is starting to break up. You felt my neck.
I did. I was very glad that it was starting to come off of you.
Yeah, I mean, you might want to clean your shower because it's possible there's like little bits of scab and pus.
Okay,
around.
Bubs. Okay.
And perhaps I could have told you that before you went in there, but I did let you feel.
Well, it's probably gone down the drain already.
I hope so. Yes.
Gross, Bubs. Okay, I'm not gonna kiss you for a while.
Why not?
That was gross.
No, but babes, I'm just letting you know how it is. All right, give me a kiss then. All right, give me a kiss then.
Okay.
Oh, almost a your hand with my elbow. My elbow.
Okay. But I'm glad that it's starting to break up.
I am too.
Because I know how uncomfortable you were last week, and I'm like, oh. And then you told me that you were really uncomfortable the other night. I'm like, I'm sorry. I feel really bad. And you're like, it's not your fault. I'm like, I know it's not your fault, but I know it's not my fault, but I feel really bad that you're hurting. Yeah.
I appreciate that, babes.
Yeah, I wanted to find some kind of a salve to put on there.
What's a salve?
It's like an ointment.
Okay.
I don't know what kinds of ointments would be used for salves, but it's supposed to soothe an area that is painful, like wounds or...
I still feel a little bit of discomfort, but it's nothing like it was earlier this week.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Did you put any calamine lotion on there?
I did last night. I might do some after we finish doing this.
Well, remember, another podcast too.
Oh, yes. Are we still going to do that even with the heat, or what do you think?
I would like to.
Okay.
If you're okay with that.
I'm okay
we can take a break after this, and I can give you a little snack in afterwards.
Open the door, get some air circulation in here.
That's right.
Babes.
Yes?
Last night, we had some Carl Juniors.
Carl's Jr.?
Carl. Yeah.
Yeah, we did. I decided, because I'm like, do we really want to make the salad tonight, or do we want to make it tomorrow? And I decided, you know what, it's going to be really hot. Why don't I just order again? Because I don't want us to think about how hot it is in the kitchen.
First, I realized I got ahead of myself.
Yeah.
We were hanging out in the living room.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe I said this here, but this last week I watched a couple episodes of Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman.
Yes.
Which is a show from the 90s, and I watched the first maybe year and a half of it when I was a kid before I stopped. Because it was just getting ridiculous.
Okay.
And the last episode, the series finale, is really bad.
And I didn't know because I don't remember watching the series finale, but I watched quite a bit of it.
You're not missing much.
Okay.
Harry Anderson guest stars in it.
Wow.
As a guy with a big head. And that's one of the running jokes.
Oh, really?
Yes.
The guy with the big head, huh?
Yeah.
He's a villain?
In the episode.
Wow. I forgot about that.
But I bring it up because you told me that Dean Cain...
Yes, not King, Cain.
I called him King last night.
Yeah, Dean Cain, yep.
Is conservative.
Well... I guess apparently he's partially conservative, which I didn't know, but I know that he's been outspoken on, so I told you about this movie that came out, I think it was 2-3 years ago, called Gosnell. And it's about, Kermit Gosnell.
Now, do we know for sure that this dude is in prison? Because I don't want
you
to get sued.
No,
Okay.
No, okay. His name is Kermit Gosnell.
Different from the frog.
No, Kermit the Frog is a Muppet, but
okay, go
he's
ahead.
not even real.
Go ahead.
Okay. His name is Kermit Gosnell, who was a very well-known abortion doctor and became well-known because of his trial and arrest. And now he's in jail. He's in prison for life, which I honestly think he should have gotten the death penalty.
It sounds like a Christian thing.
Huh?
It sounds like a Christian thing, because I never heard of this dude.
It's not, Bubs. He's been... people aren't talking about him because this movie was not highly publicized, but I heard about it years ago, and this was produced by a married Irish couple because they were doing research on him and the horrible atrocities that was in a part of his facility.
Was it one of those movies that's kind of low budget?
I don't know, Bubs.
Okay.
You have to see it for yourself.
Go ahead. Keep talking, babes.
Anyway, because I've been so interrupted by somebody.
Maybe we watched that and there's something about Mary.
No, Bubs.
Sorry, go ahead.
Really?
Sorry, babes. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Yeah. Anyway. But he's still in prison. He's never getting out, thank goodness. We don't need any doctors like him. But Dean Cain was in the movie, and this movie was run like, it was described as kind of like a Law and Order trial, except it's actually based on a real trial.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if Dean Cain was a part of the jury or if he was a part of the prosecution
in the movie.
In the movie, yeah, but he was promoting it, and he said that he was in that project. So, anyway, yeah.
Could you foresee a time, babe, where Dean Cain dresses up as Superman and tries to break Kermit out of prison so they could do a sequel to the movie?
No.
Okay.
No.
Sorry, dumb joke.
And then I told you that the wife of the husband of that couple that was that produced the movie, she said that when she interviewed Kermit Gosnell with her husband, she felt very, very weirded out by this guy. He was very creepy. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to research this dude.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna like what you find because it's pretty disturbing.
Oh. And
they only talked a little bit about it in an interview that I heard, and it's very disheartening. It's very vile, and he killed and he didn't just kill babies, but he killed some of his patients.
That's not good.
He didn't treat any black women in his, and he was a black guy too. He didn't treat any black women in his facilities very well. Yeah, he treated white women very well, but he didn't treat no, I'm sorry. Was it the white women? I forgot what it was, but
I have no idea about this case.
You gotta look him up. But he's a pretty sadistic man.
Well, I'm glad that Dean Cain was able to be in that movie.
Yeah, it has to. It's definitely being brought to light. But he's terrible guy.
So moving off of Kermit for a little while.
Not the frog,
as we've established. This isn't going where you think it is, but Dean Cain, at least according to Wikipedia, is a Trump supporter.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not gonna badmouth Trump supporters or anything. I can do that any other time.
Oh, jeez.
But what I'm wondering from you...
You badmouth me all the time.
No, not all the time.
You badmouth me all the time.
Not all the time.
Okay, you don't really badmouth me, but anyway, go on.
That actually isn't the point. So, I'm wondering, and maybe this is something that I should look for on YouTube. I don't know how legal this would be, but
yeah.
I wonder if Dean Cain ever dressed up as Superman and went on the campaign trail for Donald Trump and said something like, "Hi, I'm Superman and I'm voting for Donald Trump."
I don't think he did go on the campaign trail. I think he just came out and said that he supported him.
Okay.
I don't think he went on the campaign trail, otherwise I would have heard about him, but it was fun. That's funny, though.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Superman.
And I endorse Donald Trump because I've lost my mind.
Bubs.
What?
So sometimes for fun, I go on YouTube and I look up roller coasters. Just because I'm so thankful I don't have to ride this thing. But the one roller coaster I rode in Magic Mountain was called Superman the Escape. Totally freaked me out.
Tell me.
Did I tell you that one?
I don't think so, no.
It's called I think it's called Superman the Escape. And what happens is when you look at it from far away, it looks like a jet. It sounds like a jet. And you get into this cart. It seems kind of dark in there. You get into this cart and you pull this lever towards you. So there's a couple people in the same cart as you. Maybe one person. I was sitting next to the guy that later ended up being my prom date.
Ooh.
No, it wasn't like that. I didn't like him I didn't like him like that.
Okay.
He did.
That was before my time, babes. You're allowed to have a past. I'm not one of those guys.
Well, Bubs, I didn't like him I didn't like him like that.
I wouldn't have a problem if you did.
Okay.
But keep going.
So he convinced me after an hour to go on this thing with him, and I'm like, oh, okay, fine. I'm never going to hear the end of it if I don't go on it. So we get in the cart, pull the lever, and it says 5 seconds to launch. And it was 5 seconds because it goes from 0 to 100 miles an hour like that. Mm-hmm. And you're like, you're going up. It pushes you. It feels like you're being pushed forward, and then it stops for about half a second, and then you go back down again. And then it goes up again, and then half a second it goes back. It freaked me out. It freaked me. And while this is going on, I'm screaming in the guy's ear, my friend's ear, and I'm grabbing onto his arm because I'm freaking out because it really did freak me out, Bubs.
Nice.
And then we're done with the ride, and I'm apologizing to him profusely. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I will not do that again. And then he's like, no, you're fine. And he goes, since you did so well on this ride, you want to go on the free fall with me? I'm like, no. But the free fall, you have to be, I think you're in separate area, like you're in separate carts, I guess.
Here's a dumb question for you.
Yeah.
What's Disneyland like? Because I've only been to one amusement park in my life, and it's Oaks Park here in Portland, which I'm assuming is nothing like Disneyland.
No, it's nothing like it. It's much bigger. So I've never been to Disney World, which sounds like a lot of fun, but I've been to Disneyland a couple of times. It's a pretty big park. There's roller coasters, which you said that you had some. You didn't like the idea of riding a big roller coaster in those parks, right?
Not a huge fan of the idea.
Well, I don't like roller coasters anyway. But they've got roller coasters. They've got fun rides. Like there's a ride that I liked called Storybook Land, and it shows you're riding in this boat. It's a nice boat ride, and it shows miniaturized houses of the characters. It's kind of cool, as if they're like in a little land, storybook land. And then they have the Alice in Wonderland ride is really fun. You're on the ride and you go down the rabbit hole, and then you kind of turn into these doors. So you kind of turn off the lane and go into these doors like Alice in Wonderland while the movie is playing, by the way. And there's all these things, like there's you can take pictures with Mickey and Minnie and the Disney friends. You can go on this tram that takes you throughout the park. That's really fun. There's the Magic Kingdom. That's a place where you can hang out and get something to eat. Yeah, they've got like shops. You can go. They have like a Disney store where you can buy all Disney paraphernalia. It's a fun place. I've
heard that there's a lot of lines in Disneyland.
Oh yeah, there is. Oh yeah, there is, especially in the bigger rides.
How many rides can you get to in a day?
Okay, the first time I went there was for one day, and we didn't get through everything.
How many rides did you get to, though?
I didn't go on a lot of rides. There were some rides that I would not go on. I went on a few, but I was not a roller coaster person, so I stayed away from those. Mm-hmm. The second time I went, I think I went on the Star Tours ride. That was really fun. We went on that. Me and my friend went on there like more than once. What else did we do? We didn't just go to Disneyland, but we went there for a day, and we went to Universal Studios Hollywood for one day. And I didn't go on any. I don't think I went on a ride there.
I've heard that that's fun though.
Yeah, they have right outside the Universal Studios park is called City Walk, and that's where you can go to different restaurants and walk around. And I went to, I think I went to Hard Rock Cafe there.
Nice.
Hard Rock Cafe is a cool place.
Yeah, it is.
You went there before?
I've been to the one in Hawaii, and I believe I also went to the one in Denver.
The last time I went to California, I went to Hard Rock Cafe with my friends from school, because I went to California with the band and choir. Mm-hmm. And I got to touch, at the Hard Rock Cafe, I got to touch the Elvis's motorcycle.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And I got to touch Bill Clinton's saxophone.
Nice.
Yes, it was really cool. And then there was another guitar that I can't remember whose guitar it was.
So was it the one that he played on Arsenio Hall?
It might have been.
That's pretty cool.
I don't remember that clip.
Oh, some people say that really helped him in the election. He goes on Arsenio Hall for the hour, and he plays with the band. Mm-hmm. Then he does a sit-down interview, and then they bring out your girl Hillary to talk with...
My girl Hillary? I don't like that
Arsenio Hall.
I gotta find a clip of it. I mean, I'm always interested in listening to clips of people playing instruments that I wouldn't have known that they played it.
Who knows how much of it was faked, but it sounded like he knew what he was doing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
And you know that his brother Roger put out a couple of albums.
I think you're right. Was he the what song did he
He didn't have any hits. He's just known for being Bill Clinton's younger brother.
That was a musician.
Yes.
Did he play an instrument?
I think he plays guitar and he sings.
Okay. Huh. Interesting.
Yes.
Yes, I have heard of Roger Clinton, but I'm not familiar with this stuff.
Oh. I'm glad you had those experiences, babes.
Yes, it was great.
Yes.
Yeah, that was fun. I remember in Seattle, there's a place called Planet Hollywood. Have you been there too?
No, they didn't have one here in Portland.
It's a cool place too. It reminds me just like of a Hard Rock Cafe. They got good burgers and fries, and they have the handprints of people's hands on the walls.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
They also have some weird in Seattle Jimi Hendrix Museum, right?
I've never been to that one.
I remember when I was touring, there was talk of me and some of the guys going there, but we ended up doing different stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Very good.
Very good, Jaylo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, so I had those experiences, but, yeah, that Superman ride in Magic Mountain that scared me to death, and I never rode it again. And I remember they had postcards that you can, give to your family or for souvenirs. And I got a postcard with that ride on it and some other rides. And I showed it to my sister, and I said, yeah, the one ride I rode is on this postcard. It's Superman. She's like, that looks really scary. I'm like, yeah, and I rode it.
Nice.
I rode it, yeah.
Freaked
me out.
We'll get to Dinosaur Land soon. Dinosaur World soon.
Yes.
But let's get back to dinner. You got us Carl Jr.'s.
Yes.
And I ended up not only eating my meal, but half of yours, which is very generous of you.
Well, what I did was I was splitting. So I got the 5-piece chicken tenders combo.
Those are so good.
And I said, I'm surprised you didn't try them because these are really good. The first time I tried it, I wanted to get it again. So what I did was I would split the chicken tender because they're pretty good size. Mm-hmm. And the whole thing could not fit in my sauce. So I would give you a piece of mine, and you did eat half of my dinner and some of my fries, but I didn't mind because I had enough to share with you. So
it was good, babes.
It was very good.
Yes.
And you share with me your chili cold.
That's right, babes.
So we had that, and then let's talk about the movies.
Do you want to start with Garden State?
I'm gonna give the premise
of Garden State.
Garden State.
Garden.
It's like Garden. Okay, so Garden State was directed and produced by Zach Braff, JD from Scrubs, by the way. If you
Just
didn't know.
Dog.
Just Dog.
No. I'm mixing Dead Like Me and
Scrubs.
Sorry, keep going.
JD was a doctor.
Yes.
Anyway.
Just Dog.
And the narrator.
Yes.
Anyway, I saw this movie.
I'm no Superman.
I saw this movie, yes. I saw this movie back in 2004. It was really, really good. I only saw it once. And there's a lot of funny things in it. So, Zach Braff plays a guy. His name is...
Is it Andrew Large?
Andrew Largeman.
Which
is a weird last name.
Yeah.
Andrew Largeman. His father calls him up and says, I have to talk to you. I haven't talked to you in a long time. But your mother died and she drowned. And so he goes to the funeral, and his weird aunt is singing 3 times a lady. That was really funny.
Yes, it was.
Was she on the keyboard?
I think she was just singing it. And there might have been some people behind her providing instrumentation. And
she was a weird aunt. And she told him that, oh, by the way, your mother redid the bathroom.
Right before she died.
right before she died, and then she gives him the shirt, and she's like, "Oh, okay, thank you. I'll put it on later." She's like, "Can you try it on now because I don't know when I'm going to see you next time." So he's spending his time, reconnecting with his friends. One of his friends he went to school with tries to arrest him.
Yeah, before he realizes that it's Largeman.
It's Largeman.
He thinks that he's just some dude on a motorcycle until he pulls him over.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Oh, by the way, how did I do?"
Yeah.
It's like, it's like, so you're a cop now?
And the guy's like, "Well, maybe we should sit down sometime and you could write the story about my life."
That was weird.
Yeah.
And so he ends up going to this party where a bunch of his friends from high school and some girls are, partying, and we already know what happens when people party. And they decide to play Spin the Bottle.
By now, he has taken a little bit of ecstasy.
Right. And a bunch of people play Spin the Bottle. They end up staying the night there. This one of his friends is dressed up like a knight because he works at medieval times.
Yes.
And this one lady is sitting next to was it her boyfriend that was naked?
So what had happened was the next morning he goes down to get breakfast.
Yep.
And there are 3 people at the table. So the knight is to her, I want to say to her right.
And the naked guy, which is her boyfriend, right?
No, I thought he was naked, but it just turned out that he didn't have a shirt. It's her son. Right. And I believe he's sitting to her left. And the son and her boyfriend are friends, and they're both around the same age, it looks like.
So weird.
Yes.
The boyfriend is a knight, right?
Yes.
Oh, so that was Tim, yeah. I think his name was Tim, and I don't know what her boyfriend's or her son's name is. Mm-hmm. And then we don't find this out, so they're talking, and she's saying, "Oh yeah, he would be really good in real estate. I got all these real estate tapes," which is really odd. I'm thinking, what is she doing there? And then we find out later on, it's back at their house, and the guy is kind of weird. I forgot what his name is. I think his name is Mark or something. He's kind of weird, and he's saying to the mom, "I don't really want to get into real estate," and he tells Andrew Largeman, that what he wants to do is he wants to collect all these collector's items because soon they're going to be worth a lot, and he's going to be living off of these items.
That's a little bit later in the movie, though.
I know. I know that. Fill in the blanks, then.
Okay. JD has been Zach Braff. I keep wanting to call him JD.
Andrew Largeman.
I know.
Yes.
Is feeling these weird headaches that'll last just for like a second. So he makes an appointment to go and see the doctor. Mm-hmm. 3 weeks later, go see the doctor, if you remember that song.
Oh, yes, I remember that
Cool Modi, and I can't speak.
Yes, I remember that one.
Yes. Goes there, there's some blind lady with a dog, and the animal comes over to him, starts licking him. Yeah. He leaves, dog does, and I'm assuming the dog was a male.
Yeah.
And Natalie Portman comes over.
And she's listening to some headphones.
Yes.
And she's laughing at something.
And now we should say that Largeman is a struggling actor. And she recognizes him for playing somebody who's mentally challenged, but she used different
it's like, verbiage. Are you really retarded?
Yes.
And it's like, are you really retarded? And he's like, no.
You should win a retarded Oscar for your performance.
And she's not quite all there either. She's kind of quirky.
Yes.
She says things out of turn. She asks weird questions. She's like, "I'm so sorry. I'm just really rude. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry." Yeah.
They start hanging out. But before that can happen, Largeman has to go in to see the doctor. Mm-hmm. And we discover in this scene that he is receiving therapy from his own father.
Yep.
Which brings up some ethical questions.
It's very weird.
Yes.
And I like what the doctor tells him. He says, first off, your father should not be your psychiatrist. You really should see another one that should have been taken care of years ago. and he said something like, well, these medications can help you, but really you really have to learn how to deal with your life, or whatever he said. I'm butchering it.
That's okay.
But he goes, okay, you have a problem, let's go look at it. Come with me. I like that scene, actually.
That was good.
Yeah.
Eventually, he gets closer to your girl. They hang out. She goes over. She takes him back to her place.
Meets her mother. Oops.
Oh.
Meets her mother and the dogs.
Yes. And her adopted brother. There's a funeral for one of their hamsters.
Yeah, the mom tells her to bury Jelly in the and there's like a grave of pets.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Life goes on. And eventually, he takes Natalie Portman to a party. People are diving in the pool. They're talking later. We learn that the reason Zach Braff's mom was in a wheelchair was because when he was 9, he pushed her.
Yeah.
And she fell back.
And it was because of the latch on the
dishwasher.
The dishwasher.
I didn't quite understand that.
I didn't get that either.
But I guess it makes sense.
Yeah. And he pushed her over, and that's how she became paralyzed and broke her neck.
He's had to live with this the rest of his life. Mm-hmm. Next day, it's supposed to be the last day he's in town. His friend says, I got to get you a going away present. And he tells the buddy, yeah, but I promised so-and-so I'd hang out with her today. What was homegirl's name? Sam, that I'd hang out with her.
But then she's like, oh, well, she can come too.
Yeah.
So, and then he's doing all these weird things like, oh, he goes to this place called Handy World, meets up with this guy that they went to school with, Carl Benson, which kind of reminds me of somebody else.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
We won't say. And one thing leads to another. Eventually, he goes to see Method Man, who is a bellboy.
At this hotel. Mm-hmm. And he says, look, okay, I'm going to tell the guy that you're going to the quarry. His name is Albert. And he'll be expecting you. Mm-hmm. And meanwhile, Andrew's like, why are we doing this?
They go all around town. It takes them several hours. Mm-hmm. I like the way this portion of the movie ended. The friend gives...
Wait.
What?
You're not going to talk about the boat?
We don't have to. I mean,
okay, we don't have to.
Some things can be left to the imagination.
All right, we don't have to. Okay.
Zach Braff ends up getting, as a going-away present, the bracelet that his mom was wearing when she was buried.
It was a necklace.
Necklace. Bracelet, close enough. They're basically the same thing.
They're not.
They are very close.
They're the same thing.
Same diff.
Not same diff.
Okay. Then the bracelet, you said? Necklace.
You said bracelet.
Okay.
Oh,
my badness. Which is really cool. His mom was wearing it. She was buried. The friend gets it back.
I completely forgot about that scene, too. I was like, wow. I was like, well, she doesn't need it, so I figured that you would want it.
Yes.
Want this.
All right, the next day comes. He's hanging out with Sam at the airport. They're talking about life, and he goes to get on the plane. Then he gets off. He finds Sam crying
in the telephone booth.
And he says, hey, this is the first thing I've ever been sure about, that I'm in love with you. She goes down on him in the telephone booth, and the movie ends.
No, she doesn't.
The movie does end. I may have made the...
They made out with each other in the movie, and she didn't do anything else.
Okay.
Goodness.
I had heard about this movie since it first came out. I remember living in LA and seeing advertisements for Garden State on TV, mm-hmm. and not knowing what to think about it.
Yeah.
But I was surprised how much I enjoyed this movie.
Yeah, I really enjoyed I especially enjoyed the music that was playing in the movie because it was different. Mm-hmm. And I remember seeing it, and I remember really enjoying it.
Does watching Garden State mm-hmm. make you want to view other films directed by Zach Braff?
I don't know. It's possible. This is the only film I know that he directed, but I don't know about other stuff, if he did anything else.
I liked him on Scrubs.
Yes.
But this film really made me respect him as an artist.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Really good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
he had a lot of depth to his character. He did. Just because, he seemed kind of maybe not standoffish, but aloof in the beginning because he didn't really want to talk about his pain. And I like that speech that him and his father were having, and he said, we're not going to be as happy as you want us to be because, we weren't really happy, but we're going to be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to be okay. We're going to figure this out.
Okay, so I was going to ask a different question first, but that's a good point. What does this film teach us about being comfortable with what you have?
Things happen to you in life that they're either you made a bad decision or you didn't have any control over it, if that makes any sense. And all you can do is learn from those mistakes and remember what not to do and just move on from it and make up for make up for the mistakes you have done and learn and move on and be content with what you have now and not be so attached to the past or not to make your past determine what your future is going to be.
What does Sam teach us about living in the moment?
Well, she definitely lived in the moment. I'm sure she's probably been through a lot of stuff. I don't know. We don't know what happened to her father. She has an adopted brother, which is kind of a weird story.
Yes.
But, and we already have this idea that she's got some mental issues going on there, right?
I would agree with that.
Yeah. But she, I like what she tells Andrew when they're holding each other, and he basically said, "Oh, my life is really this is really messed up," and she's like, "I know, but that's life. You have to go on." And I think she taught him that life happens, stuff happens. A lot of the things that happen to you aren't good, but you have to learn how to be content and learn from it and just go on with your life. Live your life.
What does this movie teach us about giving up a dream in order to find a new reality? And the reason I say that is because when this film starts off, Andrew is a struggling actor living in California. And he's had a few roles in film and television, but nothing that's like a breakout. By the end of the movie, he's prepared to abandon that dream. At least that's what we think, to start a new life with your homegirl, Sam.
My homegirl?
Yeah.
Really?
So what does this film teach us about letting go of our dreams?
Well, I think that maybe he thought it was a dream, but realized that that's not really that wasn't really for him. Right? Because there are times where you think, oh, this is what I really want to do. And then some people realize, well, wait a minute. I found something else that I actually feel more fulfilled when I do it. And maybe that isn't my dream, but something else is my dream, if that makes any sense.
I hear what you're saying. If I were to interpret it, he realizes that dream no longer serves him and that his new desire is to build a life with Sam. And that's more important. It'll give him more pleasure in the end.
That's more important because he could easily go back to that dream, but he doesn't want his life without her. And that's going to help him. Yes.
What do you think ends up happening to Andrew?
I think he has a happier life with Sam, and I honestly think they might actually stay together and get married, have kids. Yeah, because he was willing to sacrifice that dream, and maybe he was thinking, well, that dream isn't for me anymore, but I could always go back to it later. And right now, I have a different dream. Or maybe he thought, that dream isn't for me anymore, period. And my dream is to start a life with somebody I love now.
What can we learn from Garden State about reevaluating our past?
What do you mean by that? like thinking about it.
Yeah, because he's running
Mm-hmm.
from what he did as a kid and the people around him, but he's forced to go back and reassess the situation.
Right. But then he realized that he was just a little boy.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't know any better. And he thought that he completely ruined his mother's life, and that he probably was hoping that his mother didn't hold any grudge against him. And that his father had this idea about about the family, and he was in this, if I could say this, quote unquote honeymoon stage.
Yes.
He was in a honeymoon stage for this entire time and thought that nothing was wrong with his family. And something was wrong with his family. I mean, why else would they bring him to therapy and boarding school?
And who has their dad as the therapist?
I know. That's just not right.
Mm-hmm.
It's very unethical.
I'm glad that they addressed that in the movie.
Yeah. And I don't know what happens to his father, but I hope that his father would have thought about it and say, you know what? My son is right. We'll never be the same that we were before my wife had her accident and died, but we can make up for it now. Because really, they are all each other has now in the family.
Would you? I mean, you recommended this movie to me, so I'm assuming you have also told other people to watch it.
I don't think I have, but it's a good movie. It's really good.
Nice.
And I don't know enough of Natalie Portman movies, but she did make a lot of good movies, and she was good in this one.
I definitely enjoyed her performance in Garden State.
Yeah, blah, 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 blah. No, you do it. He's like, and he's like, and she's like, I did that one already. But she was so quirky. Oh my goodness. She was very good.
Do you have any questions or comments about this film?
Let's see. What did you think about his friends? Because some of them were just very odd. Like, even with that one guy, I think his name was Mark, the one that got him the necklace. Because he's kind of strange, too.
I feel that in some ways, before this experience, Andrew didn't really talk to these people, but he kept them around, sort of. There wasn't any beef. But he thought that they were too odd, or that he felt guilty about the past, so he couldn't be connected with these people.
Right.
And when he goes back, he sees that they've grown, but yet there's still a soft spot in his heart. So, like, his friend who got the necklace.
Yes.
Yeah, he's an odd guy, and they go on this weird adventure. But it was a very sweet thing for him to do. You know?
Yes.
And I think that Andrew recognizes that these people aren't perfect, but they have good intentions.
Yes. I just thought it was really nice that he took the time to get him a necklace, but it was just weird how he got it.
Yes, it was.
and I also thought it was weird that his mom had this idea that he wanted to get into real estate, but he was one of those, like, get rich quick kids.
Yeah.
And said, "Hey, I want to invest in
Iraq trading cards."
Right, Desert Storm trading cards. That is hilarious.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, and there was even a Dick Cheney card, which is funny. It's like, oh, you know how much these are going to cost in like 5 years? And so he thought he was going to live off of those cards, which is an unrealistic expectation. That's really funny. But that Carl guy was weird. He's like, yeah, I want to talk to you about blah, 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 blah.
I don't think that he becomes friends with Carl again.
I don't think so either.
No.
I just thought he's a weirdo.
Yeah.
What did you think of Method Man playing the bellhop?
That was a fun scene. I'm not sure how necessary it was, but it was enjoyable.
I don't think it was necessary at all, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was very weird. Yeah.
METHOD, man.
But it was a good movie.
It was. Babes.
Yes.
When I was, I want to say 10, my mom comes to me, and says, I have to show you this movie. It's super funny. I really enjoyed it, and I think you will too. Mm-hmm. And that movie was called Clifford.
Yeah, and I never heard about it. And I wasn't really a Martin Short fan because I didn't know anything about I didn't know a lot of his movies.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay.
Did I just say it starred Steve Martin?
No.
Okay, good.
I said Martin Short.
Okay, good. Good.
No, although Steve Martin would have been great in this movie, I think.
Yeah. I have dyslexia, so sometimes I get messed up.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, goodness.
That's why you have me, Buff.
That's right. So, you had not heard of this film.
No, I haven't.
And it got bashed by critics.
It's too bad.
Like, Gene Siskel, I think, said that he took some of his friends' kids to see this movie. And not only did he hate it, but they detested the movie.
I don't understand why.
The movie is interesting. So I'll give the brief premise.
Yes.
It starts off in 2050, and Martin Short is an older man named Clifford. He speaks to this kid who's a little rambunctious and starts telling him the story.
And he's a priest, by the way.
Yes, that's what I said.
No, you didn't.
I didn't. I thought
you said he's an older man.
Okay. He was a priest.
Yes.
He tells the story of when he was 10 years old, and we have a flashback. Clifford, played by Short, is talking to his toy dinosaur, Stefan.
Yes. They're
on an airplane going to Honolulu, where his dad is scheduled to speak. But Clifford really wants to stop by in L.A. to go to a place called Dinosaur World.
Yep.
His father says that's not going to happen. Clifford finagles his way into the cockpit, starts pressing buttons. And
using the dinosaur, yep.
Yep, the plane goes down. So, the dad is upset.
Rightfully so.
And we should say that Clifford has an uncle named Martin, played by Charles Grodin. Or Grodin, if you want to be correct.
It's Grodin, who is the father on Beethoven, which wasn't that great a movie, but...
He also had his own CNBC show and was in The Heartbreak Kid and So I Married an Axe Murderer.
Right.
You can't commendate this car. I happen to know the law.
Oh
Anyways.
My goodness.
May I commendate this car? No.
Okay.
That was from So I Married an Axe Murderer.
That was such a weird movie.
It was.
Yes.
Okay. Martin is going out with Mary Steenburgen, who plays Sarah. And Martin's an architect, and Sarah runs the daycare in his office.
And they both have the same boss.
Yes. They're engaged. She wants to have kids. He doesn't. And he tells her, you know, I have a nephew. What's his name? Clifford. And he's a great boy. Really incredible. I haven't seen him since his christening, but, you know, he's awesome.
Yeah, and, yes.
The brother, excuse me, I just burped.
Oh, it's okay.
Calls Martin and says, I have a problem. Can you take in my son Clifford for the week? He agrees. Picks up Martin Short. They go back to his place. And it's time for bed. Martin tells Clifford, hey, if you go to bed, we're going to go to Dinosaur World tomorrow. And it's going to be a lot of fun. And Clifford's like, okay, you want to lie to me because I don't like lies. Mm-hmm. He's like, no, this is for real. And I helped design Dinosaur World. Next day, they go to see Sarah. And then they run into Daphne Coleman, who is great at playing the sleazy boss, this time with a toupee.
Yeah, he's an old guy.
Clifford calls him out on it, but they kind of blow that off.
Yeah, yeah.
Coleman wants to go with Mary Steenburgen to
I think it's Virgin.
Okay. The following night. But first, he pulls Charles Grodin aside and says, hey, bro, you've got to redesign this thing. You have 2 days to do it.
Yep.
So he goes to Clifford and says, bro, we ain't going to Dinosaur World today.
Yeah.
And you're going to your room. Oh, no. He didn't send him to his room first. First, there's that scene where Martin Short tries to drive them into traffic.
Right.
And they stop by the convenience store where Martin Short buys a dinosaur costume off of this little kid.
Yeah,
whose family's supposed to be going to the amusement park.
And he gets very upset with with Clifford.
Yes.
Sends him to his room. Sarah calls him and says, "Hey, we're gonna go to our my parents' anniversary party,"
which is a fun scene. And Martin Short gets Charles Grodin to drink this concoction that has a lot of pepper in it. Now, before the party, Clifford edited a couple of pieces of audio that Martin did.
Yep.
And made it seem like he had a bomb.
Right.
So the police come there and they arrest him. So guess who gets to spend the night with Sarah? It's Clifford, who finds her attractive.
Yes, and he always calls her Miss Sarah Davis.
Yes.
Oh, Miss Sarah Davis.
Yes. I think my uncle's a little bit unstable, Miss Sarah Davis. Eventually, the next morning, Charles Grodin gets released, goes to the place, dunks Clifford's head in a bowl of cereal.
Cereal, yes. It's like...
and says, this is a big misunderstanding, blah, 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 blah. He gets Charles Grodin back to his place and just starts yelling at him, saying, hey, you're confined to your room, but if you write a letter confessing everything and you don't do anything weird like you're doing right now,
we can go to Dinosaur World.
He doesn't quite say that, but it's implied that
like,
things
I will not, I forgot what he said, that if you're not going to be in trouble if you do that.
Yeah. I'm not going to send you home to your dad.
Yeah, I'm not going to send you to my parents. Yeah,
okay, so he goes to the room. Few hours later, Charles Grodin wants to have lunch. He looks at the back of the milk carton. Clifford had pasted a picture of himself there and a note saying, I'm going to San Francisco to see Miss Sarah Davis tonight because he's going to be there with Daphne Coleman. Grodin goes down to the train station where Clifford is at, gets on the train, and goes down to San Francisco.
Right.
Clifford returns home. Now Charles Grodin is in the Bay Area.
Yep.
And he calls his place. There's a party going on. Some teenagers are celebrating because now they have access to this house as long as they take Clifford to Dinosaur World.
We don't know how the teenagers got there.
We're assuming that he met them at the train station.
Oh, okay.
In any event.
And Clifford's dancing.
Yes. Martin, Charles Grodin's character, is heading back to the airport when he sees that Mary Steenburgen or whatever the hell she is having dinner with
Ted Danson's wife. That's what
Sam Malone's wife.
Sam Malone's wife.
His piece.
Sarah. I just call her Sarah.
Yeah, is having dinner with Daphne Coleman. She sees him looking through the window, freaks out. They have an argument. He leaves. She eventually ends up in a limousine with the boss. And now Daphne Coleman is really hitting on Sarah, making the moves.
And then she's trying to get him off of him, and then she rips off his wig.
And throws it out the window. Which is really funny.
Is he bald under there?
He's not completely. He has some hair on the sides, but the top of his head is pretty empty.
Yes.
Okay. Charles Grodin gets home, locks Clifford in his room, and is pissed. Sarah comes over the next day, breaks him out. They're hanging out together. And that night, homeboy Martin Short is playing the piccolo when his uncle kidnaps him and says, we're going to Dinosaur World now. I promise you this.
Yes.
They go there, get inside. Clifford goes on this ride. And first he's having a really good time.
Wait a minute. What about that one guy when he says, by the way, I'm taking this is my nephew Clifford, and can you make sure the lights are on the ride? I think that's what he said. Like,
I didn't know that was super important to the plot of the movie.
Well, I just remembered it.
Okay. That doesn't mean they're super important.
Bubs.
Why am I opening? Okay, all right. Thanks. In any event, Clifford's enjoying the ride, and then Charles Grodin keeps turning up the speed. Eventually, the ride breaks, and it looks like Clifford's going to die.
Yep.
Grodin comes in and saves his life.
Mm-hmm.
We fast forward, and now Martin Short is an old priest talking to a little boy, and we all know how scenes like that usually end.
Yeah.
But until then.
Oh my goodness. Not what you think.
The kid asks, well, did your uncle ever forgive you? And he says, it was very hard. I wrote him 287 letters of apology.
Yep.
And then one day, out of the blue, I got a call from Miss Sarah asking me to be the ring bearer at their wedding.
Mm-hmm.
We see the scene. They get married. The kid's like, in the modern time or the future is like, no, I'm going to go write 287 letters of apology. And Clifford, the old one, pulls out his old dinosaur Stefan, and the movie ends. I kind of get why Siskel and Ebert didn't like this movie, because in the hands of lesser actors, I could see how this movie would just be a stereotypical kids' films.
Right.
But the acting is so interesting in this movie.
Yeah.
I think it brings it a cut above those other movies.
Well, and plus they didn't even, like you said, they didn't put makeup on Martin Short to make him look like a 10-year-old.
No.
And they didn't use a real 10-year-old.
No, and his voice sounds like Martin Short is just talking a little bit high.
In a younger voice, yes.
But had this movie had a 10-year-old boy instead of Martin Short, it wouldn't have worked. It would have been a really bad movie.
I think you're right.
There's just something about it not being believable in this movie that actually makes it believable.
And it would have been, like, if there was a real 10-year-old boy in the movie, it would have been like another Problem Child movie.
Exactly.
And I like Problem Child.
But this isn't that.
No, it's not that. I honestly like Problem Child just as much as this movie, but the reason why it makes it so funny is because Martin Short is not 10 years old.
Yeah.
And he's doing all these weird things to get Charles Grodin in trouble. I mean, he's just wreaking havoc everywhere.
I give it a strong 7.
I do too.
I think we could have done without the older Martin Short being the...
Yes.
But
it worked.
That aside, the movie overall works. There's a few little things, but it's really good.
Yeah.
So let me ask you some questions before I die of a heat stroke.
Oh, jeez. You are so dramatic.
Thank you.
It's funny, though. Okay, go on.
What can we learn about forgiveness from Charles Grodin?
Well, I think that, Clifford put him through a lot in those, was it 2 weeks or something?
No, it was only a few days.
A few days, yeah, a few days.
It was supposed to be a week, but it was supposed to be a week,
but he really wreaked a lot of havoc, and he could have gotten him arrested. But I think he realized, well, this is, I'm guessing this is probably his only nephew.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not going to have a lot, he's not getting any older.
He is getting older.
I'm sorry. He's not getting any younger, rather.
Yes.
And I think he decided, well, this is my nephew, and I may not like him right now, but I'm going to learn how to love my nephew more. And I'm going to forgive him, and we're gonna work this out. Because he didn't see his nephew since the christening. Yeah. So maybe he's getting another chance at really learning how to love his nephew.
Yeah. What does a young Clifford teach us about revenge?
I have a feeling that this kid was not really listened to. Because he wasn't paid attention to. His dad really was angry with him a lot. Never really wanted to. It seemed like he never really wanted to get to know Clifford, and because of that, he just had to. He was acting out in revenge because people were not listening to him. If that makes any sense.
It does.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it could be that there wasn't anything wrong with Clifford, but there was something wrong with his parents.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Does this experience bring Charles Grodin and his brother closer together?
No.
Okay, really?
Well, I think it probably brings him and Clifford close together, but maybe not his brother. His brother Julian, who played his brother? Do you know?
I recognize him from something, but I don't know what.
Because his brother just out of the blue says, "Hey, can you take care of your nephew that you never seen since the christening?" Mm-hmm. It may not have brought them close together. I don't know.
Do you think that Sarah and Martin end up having a family?
Possibly. Possibly. Maybe Clifford was a way to really make him think about what it would be like to have children. But I just thought it was really funny, the house scene where she's like, "Wait a minute, how many rooms are in this house?" And he's like, "Only one." He's like, "Where are the kids going to sleep?" "Well, have you heard of a sofa bed?" My grandparents had a sofa bed, and I liked it.
Nice.
Yeah.
But you also weren't living there, so it's...
I was not, and there was only like 3 rooms in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a small house.
Oh.
Yeah. That is funny.
Does Martin become close with Clifford, or does he just forgive him?
I have a feeling that him forgiving Clifford is a step closer to him being closer with Clifford. Yeah. I have a feeling that that's what happened.
Is Martin able to rebuild his life and become a success financially?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Because both of them leave the job. I mean he was fired.
Yes.
And she left.
But I guess he could become a success again.
Yeah. Yeah, she left.
Nice.
So that's what I think.
Good.
Now, what things did not make sense to you besides the fact that Martin Short wasn't really 10?
I wouldn't say they didn't make sense to me, but the things I didn't like, we've kind of touched on them, was I didn't see the need for an older Martin Short in the movie.
Yeah.
Right. That's the main thing. I guess that's the main thing. I also don't know why. So Charles Grodin puts in this piece of electronic equipment when he's giving the presentation, and the entire thing blows up, right?
I know, I don't get that. How did that happen?
I could kind of see where that could happen because things could be hacked and whatnot.
Right.
But I don't get why he took responsibility for it.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, well, even though he knew, who was behind it was Clifford.
He could have just said, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, I have no idea how this happened. I don't know why this exploded, yeah.
But besides that, I liked it. It's really good.
Right.
Would you recommend it to your family members?
Yes. I thought that the ride scene where Clifford was being sent on this weird ride was fun to see.
How would you sell it to them?
You think your child is a problem?
Oh my goodness.
You haven't seen anything yet until you watch Clifford.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
I don't know. That's how I would sell it.
Nice.
You think you've got problems with your kids? Watch Clifford.
Are there any other questions or comments you want to make about this movie?
Do you think Charles Grodin was a little uptight?
Yeah, but that's how he's supposed to be. He's a curmudgeon.
Yes.
Even if you watch his CNBC show,
he's a curmudgeon.
He doesn't seem like a happy person.
Oh.
Like, I get the sense that he really didn't have to play intense.
Right.
I got the sense that that's who he really was.
Now, I don't know much about Martin Short, but I'm sure you've seen interviews with Martin
I've read
Short.
his book.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Was it good?
It was all right.
What was it about?
It's basically just a memoir about his life. He covers, his acting, the Kathy Lee controversy, his time with his wife, all that stuff.
Did he mention Kathy Lee in the movie or something?
In the book he did, because of the whole controversy.
No. I mean, did he mention that in the movie, Clifford?
No, this was way before the controversy with her.
No, I know that, but didn't he make a joke about that in the movie?
I don't think so. Maybe he didn't. I just missed it though.
Okay.
Missed it because I could do that. But what were you going to ask about Martin Short?
In interviews that you've seen of him, because I'm guessing you did. Mm-hmm. Did he seem like a person that was really naturally funny, or?
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't making jokes every 10 seconds, but he seemed like he was probably a reasonably funny person if you got to know him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he works a lot with Steve Martin, so what does that tell you?
Yes, I know.
Yes.
He was in Three Amigos, wasn't he?
Not only that, but they did a Netflix special a couple years ago, and it's supposed to be like a live performance. I haven't watched it, and I don't know why. And they're working on a show for, I believe, Hulu.
Wow.
Yes.
Huh.
Yes. You're touching my sword, or...
I know.
Oh, is there anything else you want to ask or say about the film?
Mary Steenburgen.
Ted Danson gets to hit that.
Oh my God.
I mean in the bedroom, not across the face.
No.
Sorry, go ahead.
Do you think that she ever figures out that Clifford was kind of a...
Yes. I do. I think it comes shortly after this experience because he said he wrote 287 letters of apology to Charles Grodin. And so I think that she is either told by Clifford or the letters are proof that he has some
Yeah.
issues.
I do think, though, that even though he had these issues, that she still really learned how to love Clifford.
Yes.
I think she really genuinely was like, I really like this kid.
Mm-hmm.
He may be a problem to Martin, but I really like this kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he could easily have become his Aunt Sarah. I do really like that part when he's like, I'm gonna give Sarah this ring, and he's like, oh, awesome, ring bearer, and he's like, we'll see.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're gonna be the ring bearer, not me.
Huh.
That was funny. He's like, I like the ring. It sparkles. He's like, no, you can't have this ring.
I got it from my mom, and
My grandma.
My grandma. Well, then wouldn't she be my great grandmother? Isn't my ring then too?
Yeah.
That's great.
That was funny.
Yeah. Yes.
He was very smart for a 10-year-old.
Yes.
Because a lot of 10-year-olds would not act like that.
Well, but he's also 40.
But he's also 40, yeah.
Yes.
It's a good movie.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I did.
Yes.
I didn't know what to expect.
Oh, good.
And the movies we're watching tonight, we don't know what to expect either because we never watched them.
We're going to be watching Chimes of Midnight and On Golden Pond.
Yes.
Yes. I'm excited.
Do you know what the premise is of On Golden Pond?
I think it's a family reuniting for the summer. I could be wrong with that.
Oh.
I know that Henry Fonda won an Oscar for it.
Wow.
Yep. And then he died like a month later.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good for him, babes.
I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Babes.
what?
What were you about to say?
Henry Partner gets off school and dies.
Henry Fonda.
Yes. Henry Fonda.
Yes. Is there anything else you wanted to discuss?
I don't think so, but if you want, we can get a quick snack before the next one.
This lasted longer than 20 minutes. I'm glad.
It did.
When it first started, I thought I was going to die. And I still feel that way, but not within the next 5 minutes or anything. So
no, we've got plenty of ways to make sure that we're both cool.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
All right, babe. So I think we should sign off before I have... before I just completely dry up from lack of water.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my badness.
Wow.
All right. Last chance, babes. Anything else you want to say?
No.
All right.
I'm a little hungry. Why don't we get a snack?
Yeah. All right. Bye-bye for now.